nice Tinder account. And he was just like, nice Tinder account.
Don't know wait on the tonight, I wanna get nasty. Don't know wait on the tonight, I wanna get nasty.
You've seen the time of the video. Your girl is back and you want the story time. If you're to my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even gotta say nothing because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on wait. That's on period. And Mary had a little lamb. As y'all can see by the title of the video, today I'm gonna be giving y'all a story time about a liar, y'all. A beautiful liar. So I think I'm gonna title this video he was a beautiful liar or something along the lines of that. I'm not really sure yet, y'all, but yeah, this is what the story time gonna be about. And before we get into it, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Your girl on her way to 100K, so make sure y'all do that for me. And also a little disclaimer, because some of y'all be DMing me. I was about to take all of y'all, but a lot of y'all been DMing me saying, Asia, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Like, I know you pregnant. And it's like, girl, do not wish that on me. Your girl is not pregnant, y'all. I just be eating, back getting a little wide, and I'm not pregnant, y'all. I'm eating. Let me be fat in peace, okay? Okay. We here. So y'all can stop DMing me and asking me, am I pregnant? Because I'm not pregnant. Y'all can start asking me if I'm pregnant. When y'all see a ring, well, it'll be on this finger. When y'all see a ring on this left hand, then your girl can start accepting those type of questions. But y'all, no, I am not pregnant. No ring, no baby. And that's on what? That's on period. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the story time. So this happened around the time when I first started my YouTube channel. This was back in like 2016, 2017. And for those of you that are new here, or if you don't remember, because you had to be an OG, comment down #OG if you remember this. My channel was originally supposed to be a cooking channel. Like my first ever video on YouTube was a video of me cooking this shrimp steak pasta. But y'all, don't even go looking for it because it's not there no more, y'all. The video was so cringe and y'all, the video was just cringe, so I took it down. But yeah, originally my channel was supposed to be a cooking channel because at the time I was dating this no good ninja. And let's go ahead and give him a name, y'all. Like, I forgot what I named him in previous story times because I did do a story time about him. And y'all, he found out about that story time, but I'll probably tell y'all about that a little later in the story time. But girl, yes. What do I want to name him? Where do I want to name him? Let's just call him Mr. No Good, y'all. Like, I dated this guy, and like anytime I think of him and him even existing, y'all, I just get mad all over again because he's the type of guy that didn't even deserve my time, my energy. Like, do y'all have that one ex that you just feel like why did I give you a chance? Like, you don't even deserve to breathe. Like, exhale, inhale the same air as me, and I gave you the time of day. Like, him. So we're gonna call him Mr. No Good. So I was dating Mr. No Good at this time, and y'all, I feel like girls' first meal that every girl started to learn how to cook was pasta. Like, or at least for me, y'all, mine was pasta. Like, pasta was like the first thing that seafood in general, and pasta was the first thing I learned how to cook really good. And I was dating Mr. No Good at this time. I want to say this was back in like, I want to say I was like a sophomore in college, and y'all be seeing everything crazy happen my sophomore year of college. And I'm starting to believe y'all, because I started my YouTube channel, I want to say freshman year, either freshman year or sophomore year of college. And after my first boyfriend, I started dating Mr. No Good. And Mr. No Good, he loved to eat, y'all. He would hype me up all the time. Hype me up. And at this time, I was perfecting my little pasta. I used to make this shrimp, and it was like a shrimp Alfredo and steak pasta. And when I used to make it, he used to just like love it, y'all. He used to just be like, oh my gosh, babe, I love when you make your pasta. Like, he used to call all his friends and be like, y'all, guess what? Asia made that pasta today. And he used to just really make me feel good about my cooking. And that was really the only, I knew how to make like 3 things at that time. And that was like one of the 3 things that was like on the top of my list. Steak and asparagus, and that pasta, y'all, that shrimp and steak pasta. I used to put my foot in that pasta. He used to just like rave me up about him. And people used to always, so I used to also post his pasta on, I believe, Instagram and Snapchat, because I was on Snapchat heavy back in like 2016, 2017. I used to always post a pasta on there, and people would swipe up all the time, and they would be like, "Ooh, that looks so good. Like, can I have a plate? Can I have some? Blah blah blah." And y'all, I would always just disregard them. I'm just thinking like, no, like I'm not giving you none of my pasta. Like, I would just never write back until maybe like after the fourth time I made my pasta, Mr. No Good would be with me, and he would always see like all the comments and all the messages and stuff that I would get, because he was, y'all, insecure. He used to monitor my phone, and he would see like all the comments and stuff, and people would be like, "Asia, like, can I have a plate or whatever?" Like, I would pay for a plate. And then one day he was just like, "Babe, how about you charge for your pasta?" And I was just like, that's a good idea. I should charge for my pasta. He was like, "Yeah, you should charge them $10 a plate, because I honestly pay 15 for this, babe. But just go ahead and charge them $10 a plate." And I'm like, $10? That's a little too steep for a plate of pasta, y'all. It did have steak in it, and I was using like heavy whipping cream, and that's, that costs money. Milk costs money. But at that time, I was just, like, nah, let me just charge $5 just in case they taste buds not budding like your taste bugs, and they don't really mess with my pasta like that. Let me just charge $5. He was just like, "Nah, babe, charge 10, charge 10. And I'm just like, no, I'm gonna charge $5. And at this time, y'all, I'm not even gonna hold you, I thought it was ghetto to be like selling food out of my little, it wasn't, I had an apartment at this time, but it was a student housing apartment. But at this time, this was very popular. So I don't want nobody saying like, "Oh my gosh, you were selling pasta out your apartment." No, y'all. This was around the time where, like, even growing up, I don't know what era y'all grew up in, but it was very normal for us to like buy Lily Dillies, hot sausage, candy, little candies and like snacks from like people's house. Like, literally, I had a candy lady growing up, and we would go to her house, and we would eat out of her house. And even in college, it was this lady, it was like this Asian lady. She would sell like hot plates, and everybody and their mama in Tallahassee used to go get these hot plates. And we didn't know if her house was clean, her house was dirty. But y'all, we used to go to these hot plates, and it was also this big company called Great Plates. If you look them up on Instagram, that I believe they still exist, and they're really, really big. But true story, y'all, they started in their house. I ain't gonna even say that, because they may watch this video. I don't know. Y'all may be in connection with Great Plates. But all I'm gonna say is they had a regular house, and everybody and their mama used to go to these guys' house to buy these great plates. Like, it was a normal thing. It wasn't weird to be going to people's house to get plates or candy, or like people would be selling like anything, and it was like normal to buy stuff from people out of people's house or whatever. Like, it wasn't a big deal. But I personally thought it was ghetto. Like, I never posted like, "Hey y'all, I'm selling like plates" on my story, or like, "Hey y'all, I'm selling like pasta plates" on Snapchat. I was just like, all right, if somebody asks me if they want a plate, then I'm gonna write them back and be like, "It's $5. And like I said, y'all, my pasta used to look so good, and I used to like work people up. Like, I never said, "Hey y'all, I'm selling hot plates," but I would be on my story. I'm gonna post a video in here when I first started. I'm gonna show y'all one of the little intro videos that I did for my pastas, like to promote my pasta without actually promoting my pasta, if you know what I mean. So I used to be like pulling the cheese like up. Y'all, I would pour like a layer of cheese on top of the pasta, and I would make like slow-mo videos, just like pulling the cheese up, doing all type of like foodie stuff in the kitchen with the pasta, but I wasn't selling the pasta. So people would DM me, and they would be like, "Oh, that looks so good, Asia. Like, how much?" I would definitely pay for a plate. And again, "Oh, you're in luck today, because your girl's selling plates for $5. And people would literally come to my little apartment I used to live in. I want to say, what's that apartment? This was either, I don't know if I was still in Aqua Cove or if I was still in the Boulevard. Either one, I was in a student housing apartment, y'all, and people started coming to my apartment for these hot plates. And when my boyfriend was there, well, let's call him Mr. No Good. Mr. No Good was there, y'all. He would literally like upcharge it. Like, when he was there, he'll be like, "Oh, it's $10," and then I would take $5, and then he would literally pocket the rest, y'all. This man was literally trying to pimp me out, and I didn't realize it then, because I was in love. But he was trying to pimp me out. Like, when I was home by myself and people would come and get plates, because they would like message me on Snapchat, and then I would literally just send them my address, y'all, and they would come to my house and get plates. And I know y'all thinking like, "Oh my gosh, Aisha, that's so dangerous. That's crazy that you used to do that." But like I said, y'all, at this time, it was pretty normal for people to come to people's house to buy like snacks, or people used to also sell like clothes on GroupMe. People used to come to people's house for anything. Like, I used to buy like all types of things off the internet. They would literally drop their address, and I would come pick it up. Like, I bought a 2-piece outfit from this girl before. People sell any and everything. People used to buy edibles. all types of things. So don't think this is weird, y'all. This was not weird at this time. Like nowadays, I don't know if people still buy hot plates off of people, but around this time, it was normal to buy hot plates. Okay, y'all, we back. So at this time, my clientele with the pasta started to pick up. Before, it was like I would get like 2 to 3 people a week, and then it started being a minimum of like maybe 15 to 20 people a week. Y'all, I started making money. Like on a good week, I can make like $200 selling my pasta, and that was money to me. Like in college when I was broke, y'all, like I was working at Chick-fil-A also, and I probably was getting paid like, I don't know, minimum wage probably was like $7 and some change. So me getting $200 in a week off of some pasta, y'all, that was money. And I also want to mention, I was paying for the pasta we eat. So basically it was all profit. Like, y'all, it was money to me. $200 was a lot of money for me in a week at that time. And then fast forward maybe like a month of me doing this pasta, I end up getting rid of Mr. No Good, y'all, because why? He was Mr. No Good. And if y'all want to know who Mr. No Good is, Mr. No Good is the same one from, I forgot I even told y'all about this story time, but he's the same one from the, I called 911 over the pasta situation. If you want to know about him, watch your story time right there. He was cut off, y'all, but he wasn't really cut off. Like, he was my ex-boyfriend because I broke up with him over that situation, but I kept spinning the block on him just for the sake of a body count. And it's crazy, just for me to grow up and my body count be 3 my entire life, and I was spinning the block on Mr. No Good for the sake of a body count. Because, like, why do you care? Like, body counts don't care, y'all. People that care about body counts, they not real men. Real men don't care about body counts. But at this time in college, y'all, I cared about body counts. And I wanted to keep my body count low. So I used to spin the block on my exes. Although they did not deserve you, girl. But, yeah, I would spin the block. So he's out the picture now. No one's pimping me for my little $5 pasta turning into $10 and pocketing the other $5. Like, none of that is going on. I'm handling everything by myself, and I'm starting to make, I'm starting to make money. Like I said, I got repeat clients. People would literally come on Monday, and then by Friday, that same person, they would come back. Like, life was good around this time until your girl starts to get sloppy, y'all. I started to get sloppy. I started to like stop having the orders ready. Like, for example, somebody would hit me up on Snapchat and they'll be like, "Hey, Asia, are you making pasta today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I already got the pasta prep." Like, I was making the pasta at night, y'all. When I would get off work from Chick-fil-A, I would make the pasta at night, and then I would put it in the oven. I would just let it sit all day. Like, it was probably like, I don't know, y'all. I used to have the oven like on very, very low, and then I would let it sit in there like for hours, and then people would hit me up and they would just be like, "You got pasta day?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got pasta day. Meet me at blah 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 after class," and they would come get the pasta. But like I said, I started to get too comfortable with me. I don't know, I just got comfortable, y'all, and when people would come to my place, I would not have a pasta ready. So that's why I messed up at. First of all, I remember like people would come and I would be like, "You wanted 2 plates, 3 plates, or how many plates did you want?" And they'll just be like, "Oh no, I just wanted 1 plate." And I'll be like, "Oh, hold on," and I have to go make them a plate while they're there. And I don't know if this is just a Southern thing, but I hate shutting the door on people, y'all. I don't know why, but I don't do that now in Texas. But at this time, I used to feel like it was rude to like shut the door on somebody. So if someone was at my door and I would tell them to hold on, I would let them like pop my door open. They can stand outside the door, or I would let them stand in like the little box area right there in front of my apartment, y'all. I would let them stand right there. I would go plate their pasta and I would give it to them, y'all. And I started doing that for like, I don't know how many people I did that to, but I just noticed I started to get sloppy. Your girl was getting super sloppy with the pasta, and people were just like, "Oh, Asia, I said I wanted 3 and you only gave me 1, or you only gave me 2. And then they would have to come back upstairs because I would like package the pasta in like plastic bags. So they would go all the way downstairs, or they'll like go home and they'll hit me and be like, "Hey, my pasta bag only had 2 in it and I wanted 3. And then I would have to like shoot them pasta the next day. So boom, that happened or whatever. And I want to say this pasta whole journey, y'all, it didn't last no more than like 2 months. Eventually I started picking up hours at Chick-fil-A, so I didn't really have time. And then like school started kicking my butt, so I stopped doing the pasta. But let's just say it's like maybe 5 weeks into me making the pasta. One day I'm being sloppy and this guy comes to my house. We're gonna go ahead and name him Syphilis. He comes to my house, and again, y'all, when he comes to my house, I do not have his order ready. He already told me he was on his way, but for some reason I just did not have his order ready, y'all. So he opens the door or whatever, or I open the door or whatever, and I'm like, you want 1 plate, 2 plate? Like, I'm asking. He's like, oh, I only wanted 1 plate. And I'm like, hold on. And this time, y'all, I let him, like, not in my house, but he was in my house. Like, he was like in the living room of my house. And I know this sounds so crazy now, but at the time I did have roommates, y'all. I didn't feel unsafe doing this at all, which is, y'all, it's mind-blowing because this is very dangerous. Mommy, please, if you watch this video, don't call me about it, because I know I was dead wrong for doing this. But I went to the kitchen, y'all, and I'm plating his pasta, and Mr. Syphilis is like in my kitchen. Like, I left him at the front door, told him, hold on. If you are familiar with Tallahassee student housing apartments, or if you are familiar with the Boulevard, that's the apartment complex that I was staying in at the time. So the apartment was pretty spacious. Like, I didn't even hear him. Like, he had to take like at least 15-20 steps to get to my kitchen, y'all. So I'm literally plating his pasta, plating it, putting it in the microwave for him. And then when I turn back around, he's like at my kitchen, and I'm just like, oh, hey. And he starts questioning me. He was just like, oh, like, I'm excited for your pasta because they've been talking about your pasta all over GroupMe. Like, everybody been saying your pasta's bomb. And I'm like, GroupMe? He's like, yeah, somebody posted your pasta in GroupMe. And he was just like, don't worry, because I was thinking like they were saying something bad about the pasta. So I was just like, who posted my pasta in there? Because like I said, y'all, at this time I didn't really want people, like, I wanted the money, but I didn't really want people to know that I was selling pasta, because I thought it was a little ghetto at this time. But somebody apparently posted my pasta inside of GroupMe, and they were saying like, oh, this is the girl that's selling the pasta. And I was wondering why, like, people would hit me up for a pasta plate. They'll be like, Asia, are you selling pasta? And then also I would be like, do you need the address? And they would just be like, no, like, I know where it's at. And it's just like, I didn't even give you the address of my apartment. So how do you know where it's at? And it's obviously because someone had either put my address in there, or they put that I was selling pasta, and whoever put that in there, they messaged that person and got my address from that person. So I was just like, oh, that's crazy. That's why everybody know where my address is at now. Like, people that I never even sold pasta to, like, they knew where I lived. And he was just like, yeah, your pasta is good. Like, what makes you start selling pasta? Like, I know your mama can cook. Like, he just was, y'all, he was boosting my head up like Mr. No Good. And it should have been a sign, because it's just like, one, sir, you a little too comfortable. Like, no one ever walked up on me in my kitchen, y'all. But the only reason why I let it pass, because Mr. Syphilis, I told y'all, he was a beautiful, very, very beautiful, a beautiful liar, y'all. He was fine. So I feel like that distracted me, but it was a little peculiar that he was like in my kitchen. Like, well, let me stop over exaggerating, y'all. Okay, say this is my kitchen. This is the entrance to my kitchen, and this is my actual kitchen right here. I'm gonna post a picture. If I can find a picture of how my kitchen was set up, then I'll post it in here, y'all. But he was standing like at the entryway of my kitchen, and then I'm right here. And y'all, if y'all see a gnat flying around, please disregard it. I'm still dealing with these Texas gnats. But yeah, so he's in my kitchen. He's piping me up or whatever. And, you know, that's just that. I give him his pasta. We probably had a conversation for about like 5 minutes. And I'm not going to hold you, y'all. The man was fine. And I'm a Taurus. Like, if I'm feeling any type of way, like if I'm feeling excited, nervous, happy, sad, like, you're going to see the emotion on my face. So when I was talking to him, I was kind of shy or like timid. And I kept looking down, because when I be selling pasta to people, y'all, I don't be cute. I don't be coming to the door cute. I literally had on a bonnet this day, shorts, elbows was probably ashy. Like, y'all, I just look tore up. And this man is in my kitchen, and he's fine. So I give him his little plate, tell him good night. And I think he was like my last customer for that night. So that was that. Again, this was like maybe 5 to 6 weeks into my pasta journey. And like I said, I didn't do this for no more than like 2 months. Because like I said, it was starting to get out of hand. Like, I remember one day I was in class and my roommate texted me, and she was just like, Asia, are you home, or are you on your way home? Because you have people waiting, asking if you cooking today. And I'm like, people waiting? Like, no one hit me up and told me they was coming to get pasta. Like, y'all, people literally started showing up to my house without texting me. They started showing up like as if my apartment was a restaurant. Like, they was just putting up like it was walk-ins. And I'm just like, no, like, who's at the house? And tell them I'm not coming home. Like, I have a study session after this. Y'all, it just started to get like too out of hand. People started getting too comfortable. Like, even people on campus, because like I told you, I worked at Chick-fil-A. So people on campus would be like, oh, your pasta was good. Like, the people would give me compliments at work. Like, I started to get noticed because of this infamous pasta. So boom, I just completely started to slow down. Like, maybe like, I want to say like 7 months into it. I didn't do this for no more than 7 months, 7 weeks into it, y'all. I didn't do this for no more than like 2 months. So I just started telling people no. People would hit me up on Snap and on Instagram. They'd be like, hey, is you selling pasta? I'm like, no, I'm not selling pasta. And eventually, by me saying no, 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 I'm not selling pasta no more, people just like stop asking me. And let me back up a little bit. People would stop asking me, but I did have a few regulars, like people that had my pasta before, like maybe every once in a while they would hit me. Like instead of them coming like 2-3 times a week, they would hit me just 1 time a week to get pasta, or they would message me and be like, oh, let me know when you make the pasta and I'll come get a plate. I remember Syphilis was my last customer. One day I end up getting hit up again by a person that bought pasta from me before. But y'all, I didn't know that this individual had bought pasta from me before, because we didn't have like no messages, nothing previous. It was literally just a person off group me. He was hitting me and was like, hey, are you selling pasta? And that particular day, y'all, I was selling pasta. So I was like, yeah, you can come get pasta. And mind you, this person's name it didn't show their name. It did have a picture of them, y'all, but I didn't really recognize the person from the picture. So boom, I told the person they can come get pasta. Didn't even know if the person was a girl or a guy. I didn't know anything about the person. Fast forward, I ended up having something to do that day. I don't know if I had to go to work or if I had a study session. I don't know what I had going on, but I just remember hitting the person up, telling them like, hey, can you come get the pasta now, because I have somewhere to be? And they're like, oh yeah, cool. Like, I don't live too far from you. So the person comes, y'all, and get the pasta. And when I open the door, y'all, it's Syphilis. It's Syphilis. This beautiful liar is standing in front of me at my front door. And again, y'all, I'm looking tore up from the flow up again. So I'm nervous. I start like kind of like twitching my leg, like not really looking away. Like when I'm nervous and I'm talking to a guy, y'all, I don't look people in the eye when I'm nervous. Like I'm like looking down at the ground, looking at the ceiling. Like I'm like twitching my leg, and I just look uncomfortable. Because again, y'all, I remember him because he was fine. Like he was that fine. Like I remember this man. So boom, again, this time I did go get his pasta. I brought his pasta to the door this time, and I was just like, hey, I'm not gonna be selling pasta anymore. And he was just like, oh damn, why you not selling pasta? So I started telling him like I'm telling y'all. I'm like, oh, people just ODing. Like people come in here like it's a restaurant. They're not even texting me. They just pulling up like I sell pasta every day. Like this is not that. Like this is not an Asia's pasta cafe. So I'm just done doing the pasta. And then he was just like, oh dang, I thought I was gonna be able to see your face every week. And he said that. I was just like, for you, baby, I'm joking, y'all. I ain't say that, but for real, like, well, let me get back to the story. But y'all, when he said that, I started blushing like hella hard. I was already kind of nervous, and then when he said that, I just started blushing like hella hard. And then he ended up asking me for my Snap. I gave him my Snap, and he told me his name, and boom, we added each other on Snap. And y'all, immediately we start texting, we snapping. And at this time, I was on Tinder. I wasn't on Tinder heavy, but this is around the time where I was giving Tinder a second chance. I don't think I did a story time about this, or I don't remember if I did, but basically it was a situation where the first encounter I ever had on Tinder, I almost got SA'd by this individual. So I had deleted the Tinder app for like a long time. And then once me and Mr. No Good broke up, I hopped back on the Tinder app, and I was on there mingling. And then also I was like on Snapchat, y'all. I was dating at this time. So boom, Syphilis hit me up, and we in the DMs texting. He's telling me that he's a photographer. He also works at ATT, and he told me that he goes to school at FSU. And when I hear that, y'all, that's the music to my ears, because I do not like dating or I don't like associating with FAMU ninjas. Like I just don't. FAMU ninjas, they talk too much. Like if you do anything, I think I gave y'all a story time about it, but basically I have had terrible experiences with guys at FAMU when it comes to not even dating. Like so many guys have lied on my body and said like, oh, this happened. It's just like, sir, I never even met you before. So I just don't do FAMU ninjas. Like I just stay away from them. So when he told me he went to FSU, I was just like, oh yeah, you my type. Like you not out and about at FAMU. And if y'all don't know, FAMU is a small school. Like when I was enrolled into FAMU, there probably was like 10,000 students, and it was also more girls than guys. So it was like 3 girls to 1 ninja. So I just didn't do FAMU ninjas. So we're communicating on Snapchat. We're going like back and forth. We getting to know each other. And I'm not going to hold y'all. Mr. Smith, what did I call him? Syphilis. Mr. Syphilis, he was moving, y'all. He was moving fast. Like on week 2 of us being on Snapchat, this man was telling me he missed me. He wanted to see me. He was saying all of these things. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. At this time, I used to be playing with guys. Like I would be on the dating apps and I would be talking to people, but I would never link anyone. Like I was still stuck on Mr. No Good. Like I said, I cared about body counts at this time, so I never want to link anybody. I would just be on there conversing with people and we would never go nowhere. But Syphilis, I was actually considering linking him. So we're talking, like I said, we would just be on there flirting. We would be doing streaks. Like literally we would just be sending each other like random pictures of like random parts of our body. Like I remember we had a streak for like I want to say maybe like 3 weeks or almost a month straight, y'all. We was just streaking. Mind you, never even met him outside of him coming to my house for the pasta. But after him, he was like my last customer. No longer selling the pasta. Like I said, still in cahoots with Mr. No Good. So I'm not gonna give y'all do this video getting too long, but I'll probably give y'all that story time after this. But anyway, me and Mr. No Good, I cut him off completely. Like he started to get too disrespectful, so I completely just, y'all, I cut him off, and I'm still talking to Syphilis. And I'm not gonna hold you, I didn't really have chemistry with Syphilis. The only thing we had is that he was cute, I was cute, and he was like, we can keep a conversation going, but we didn't really have natural chemistry. But I was gonna link him because like I said, I was officially done with Mr. No Good. So leading up to that, I'm still on Tinder now. Now I'm on Tinder even heavier. I'm on there swiping every day because it's just like, just got rid of Mr. No Good. So I remember one day I'm on Tinder and I'm swiping. Y'all, why do I come across Syphilis profile? And I knew me and him lived close to each other just based on how quick he came and picked up that pasta that day. So I see him on there. Like I said, this is not my man. He is telling me like, oh, he want to be with me. He want to see me. He want to be all of this. I don't know what guys were saying at that time. Basically, he was just saying he wanted us to be a thing or whatever. So I see his account on Tinder, but the account was just so weird, y'all. Like it was a picture of him. He had 3 pictures. I remember he had one picture of him, and it was just like a picture of him, just like a selfie of him. And then it was 2 other pictures of 2 different girls. And the profile just looked, I don't know, y'all, the profile just looked unfinished. I do not remember what he had in the wording. I honestly haven't been on Tinder if ever. So I don't even know how Tinder is set up anymore. But all I remember is it said that he lived in Tallahassee. It said he was 23 years old. And it said he was like maybe like 2.3 miles from me. Because at this time, I lived right next door to FSU, y'all. It said he went to FSU, and that was just it on his profile. So I'm just like, oh, so he's telling me he wants us to be the thing, but he's mingling. It's like, this time my man, yeah, we talking, yeah, I'm starting to like him, but this is not my man. He on Tinder. I can't mention that I seen him on Tinder without saying I was on Tinder. So I just, y'all, I kept quiet. I couldn't say nothing. So boom, fast forward, it's finally time for us to link. I don't even remember where we was meeting at, y'all. It probably was nothing special. We probably was honestly gonna link at like the mall. Like people used to always link at the mall or like Cascade Park. I don't remember where we were supposed to link, but he set a date for us to link on like, I don't know, it was like on a Tuesday of the following week. I don't know why, but I just remember it was a stretch for us to meet. So boom, he sets the day. He's like, yeah, Tuesday next week, meet me here at blah 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 time. And that's the plan. So we still talking to each other. We still shrinking. I'm no longer with Mr. No Good. Like I'm not talking to anybody else. Like I said, I would be on the dating apps, y'all, but I would never link people. So boom, fast forward to Friday, and I'm working. And this is weird for me to be working on Friday. If y'all know what Set Friday is basically when like fam, you have the dance troops out, the organizations, they have vendors out, and it's basically like a big party on something called the Set. And I never, when I say never work on Friday, I never work on Friday because I used to hate to miss Set. Or I remember one semester I had class on Friday, so I used to never work on Friday. But for some reason, I was working this Friday, y'all. And Fridays at Chick-fil-A is terrible because people from FSU, TCC, like people from all over, people that don't even go to college, people that didn't even graduate from high school, they on campus. Everybody and their mama on campus, and Chick-fil-A is the place that they like to hang out. They used to have something called like the Orange Room. People used to just come and just hang out at, y'all. So I'm working and I'm on register 1, y'all. Tell me why I see Syphilis. So when I see Syphilis, I don't mind seeing syphilis. Like, it was normal for me to see him, y'all, because like I said, people from other schools, people that didn't even go to school, they would be at FAMU's events that Friday. So I see him, and immediately when I see him, I'm just like, yeah, I need to make sure that I'm in the front so syphilis can see me. I see him, like, you know, we speak or whatever, because like I said, I was starting to like him. So I'm working at the register or whatever. I'm working. I'm making sure to keep an eye on him and where he's at in line. I did peep that there was a girl beside him in line, y'all, but I don't know why, but I didn't think anything of it. Like, they weren't like this beside each other. They was just like this. I was just like, all right, maybe that's his friend. Maybe that's his sister. Like, I don't know who that is or whatever. And so I'm in line or whatever. And I know that he didn't see me, or I was thinking he didn't see me, because like I said, Chick-fil-A was just like packed to the capacity, y'all. It was just so many people in there. People was everywhere. Like, the line wasn't even a straight line. It was like a big just glob of people in front of the register. So I'm thinking he probably didn't even see me, but I see him. So I'm ringing up orders. Finally, y'all, it's his turn and this girl's turn to get their order run. And I see her go, and I see him walk behind her. And I was already in the middle of like ringing somebody up at the time. So I'm like, all right, you want a number 2, extra pickle, what drink? They like ice. I'm typing all of that in, but at the same time, my eyes is on syphilis, because this is my man in my head, y'all. So my eyes is on him. So I'm looking, y'all, and I'm, you know, typing the order in. Right when I get done typing the order in, I didn't have cups in like my little cup area. So I moved to the next register right next to me, y'all, which is a register that my coworker is ringing up syphilis. So I go to pull a cup out or whatever, and while I'm filling the cup with the drink, I say, hey, syphilis. I'm like, hey, syphilis. Y'all, why this man looking around like he don't hear me speaking? Like, why is this man looking around like he's deaf, like he don't hear me? He just looking, and then the girl is just like, you know her, oh, and she said, oh. And y'all, I am shook. Like, I didn't even know what to say. So I'm just like, maybe he didn't hear me. So I said a third time, hey, syphilis. The girl got a stank look on her face. She looking stank, and I'm embarrassed AF. But at the same time, mind you, the whole room, the Chick-fil-A is full. Like, it's a lot of background noise. Like, no one knows what's going on but me, my coworker, syphilis, and this girl. Like, no one sees me getting curved. Like, no one sees him not saying anything to me. So I'm just like, are you for real? I'm like, all right. Again, y'all, I'm at work, so I keep it cute. Again, at this Chick-fil-A, y'all, they already didn't like me. So if I would have got out of character or done anything or said anything to her, I probably would have been getting fired that night and having to check out early, because they did not like me at this Chick-fil-A. So I peeped that or whatever. I go about my work day. Once I get off work, syphilis texts me, and he's just like, oh, what's up or whatever. You was trying to say hey to me. Y'all. So this man tries to convince me that that's not his girlfriend and blah, 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 like saying all of this stuff. Of course, I wrote him back, and I was just like, I'm good. Like, I'm good off you, and nice Tinder account. And he was just like, nice Tinder account. I'm just like, yeah. Like, my homegirl told me that she seen you on Tinder. And he was like, nah, I don't have no Tinder account. And I'm like, but you do. You do. And y'all, I had a screenshot of his Tinder account, but I didn't want to send it to him because it would have been like, you crazy. Like, why you took a screenshot of this man's Tinder account? So I was just like, nah, I saw you on Tinder, and you know, I'm just good off you or whatever. And he was just like, nah, my Tinder account is for my photography portfolio. That's how I meet people on, that's how I meet clients for my photography work. Like, I find people on Tinder. You want me to believe that? Me? You want me to believe that? Oh, okay. Keep it. But yeah, y'all, this is a story time on how I met a beautiful liar. I don't even know if I'm entitled a beautiful liar, but y'all, this man was gorgeous. Like, I really wish I could say his real name, because I doubt any of y'all know him. His name was Hakeem. This man had like green hazel's eyes. Y'all, the eye color used to change. Used to turn like from green to y'all, he just was really, really fine, but he was a liar. Like, he would be the type of person where he would lie to you, and then you would start to believe his lies, because he would start to believe his lies. Like, he was just a really good pathological liar. Like, he was just lying about everything. And then even after that, I started finding out that he never worked at ATT. This man was never even enrolled at FSU. Like, it was just a plethora, a book of lies, y'all. He was just lying, 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 lying. But my camera is dying. I do not want this video. I want this video to go up tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. And I hope y'all like the story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if y'all ever dealt with a pathological liar or a person that would just lie for no reason. Because like I said, I was single. He was single. So you didn't have to lie. Like, you could have kept it a book with me, baby. But he felt the need to lie. But anyway, I love y'all. And I'll see y'all in my next story time. Peace.